2 Samuel 7. And it came to be, when the king was dwelling in his house, and Yahuah had given him rest from all his enemies all around, that the king said to Nathan the prophet, See now, I am dwelling in a house of cedar, but the ark of Elohim dwells within curtains. And Nathan said to the king, Go, do all that is in your heart, for Yahuah is with you. And it came to be that night that the word of Yahuah came to Nathan, saying, Go and say to my servant Daud, Thus said Yahuah, Would you build a house for me to dwell in? For I have not dwelt in a house since the time that I brought the children of Yisrael up from Egypt, even to this day, but have moved about in a tent and in a mishkan. Wherever I have walked with all the children of Yisrael, have I ever spoken a word to anyone from the tribes of Yisrael, whom I commanded to shepherd my people Yisrael, saying, Why have you not built me a house of cedar? And now, say to my servant Daud, Thus said Yahuah of armies, I took you from the pasture, from following the flock, to be ruler over my people, over Yisrael, and I have been with you wherever you have gone, and have cut off all your enemies from before you, and have made you a great name, like the name of the great ones who are on the earth. And I shall appoint a place for my people Yisrael, and shall plant them, and they shall dwell in a place of their own, and no longer be afraid, neither shall the children of wickedness oppress them again, as at the first, even from the day I appointed rulers over my people Yisrael, and have caused you to rest from all your enemies. And Yahuah has declared to you that he would make you a house. When your days are filled, and you rest with your fathers, I shall raise up your seed after you, who comes from your inward parts, and shall establish his reign. He does build a house for my name, and I shall establish the throne of his reign forever. I am to be his father, and he is my son. If he does perversely, I shall reprove him with the rod of men, and with the blows of the sons of men. But my kindness does not turn aside from him, as I turned it aside from Shaul, whom I removed from before you. And your house and your reign are to be steadfast forever before you. Your throne is established forever. According to all these words, and according to all this vision, so Nathan spoke to Daud. And King Daud went in and sat before Yahuah, and he said, Who am I, Adoni Yahuah, and what is my house, that you have brought me this far? And yet this was a small matter in your eyes, Adoni Yahuah. And you have also spoken of your servant's house for a great while to come. And is this the teaching of man, Adoni Yahuah? And what more does Daud say to you? For you, Adoni Yahuah, know your servant. Because of your word, and according to your own heart, you have done all this greatness, to make it known to your servant. You are great indeed, Adoni Yahuah, for there is none like you, and there is no Elohim but you, according to all that we have heard with our ears. And who is like your people, like Yisrael, the one nation on the earth, whom Elohim went to redeem for himself as a people, to make for himself a name, and to do for you greatness, and awesome actions for your land, before your people, whom you redeemed for yourself, from Mitzrim, from the Goyim, and their mighty ones. And you have established for yourself your people, Yisrael as your own people, forever, and you, Yahuah, have become their Elohim. And now, Yahuah Elohim, the word which you have spoken concerning your servant, and concerning his house, establish it forever, and do as you have said. And let your name be made great forever, saying, Yahuah Tsabaoth is the Elohim over Yisrael. And let the house of your servant Daud be established before you For you, Yahuah Tsabaoth, the Elohim of Yisrael, have revealed this to your servant, saying, I build you a house. Therefore your servant has taken heart to pray this prayer to you. And now, O Adonai Yahuah, you are Elohim, and your words are true, and you have spoken this goodness to your servant. And now be pleased to bless the house of your servant, to be before you forever. For you, O Adonai Yahuah, have spoken it, and with your blessing, let the house of your servant be blessed forever.